is the goddess of learning, and Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, which is pure knowledge. Now, the goddess of learning, Saraswati, has got four arms. She wears white clothes because it's a sign of purity. She is a virgin. Then she has in her hand the veena. That is the instrument which was the first instrument that was created by the gods to play the classical music, or you can say the music that was appreciated by the gods. So that's one is veena. And the two other hands are, one has got a rosary in the hand. In the sense, a person who is learned should be a person who should be very much detached, a saintly person. Should not have too many attachments, and should not be, it always happens. A person who is a learned man, who is overeducated, not so much interested in the family, he becomes more ascetic, is very disciplined, self-disciplined, is very meticulous, is very efficient, is very right-sided, as you can call it, you see. So all that goes hand in hand. And then is in the left hand she has a book. So that means that the power of the Lakshmi gives you, the power of Saraswati gives you the full creativity by which you can create books. That also means that. But must have in the books means that whatever you are doing now, supposing we are doing Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is, say, concerning the divine. So we must know what are in the books, means in the scriptures. We must know how it relates to the scriptures. Like it should not be something just coming like a mushroom knowledge, but it should be related to the books, means which is already written down, which is already being typed, being printed. But that doesn't mean that it is a bookish knowledge, but it is whatever you have found out, whatever you have discovered has to be related to the books, and that is the power she gives us, that she relates. Like you must have read many books where there are quotations. Even I use many quotations, and I give you now this. All this knowledge is already part of it, I should say, not all of it, but part of it is from the books. In the sense, it is written about Saraswati and everything. So one must learn how to respect the books, especially the scriptures, and she is the one who gives you the penetration power into these books to know what is the truth and what is not. Penetration power to understand what is written between the lines, what is the subtle meaning of the whole thing. That is the power of Saraswati. This another power she has is Vakshakti, by which you give speech. She is the one who gives you the power to speak. She is the one who gives you the power to communicate by speech, by your writings, by all the drama or plays you have, or films you have, any kind of communications that are done through the power of Saraswati has that intellect behind it, and that intellect comes from her power. So even Sri Krishna has to use her power. Everybody has to use her power, because if you don't use the Saraswati's power, then only Sri Krishna's one power is that he is a diplomat, and that diplomacy comes from the power of Saraswati. So everybody, whosoever you find as brilliant, is actually has been endowed with this power of Saraswati. The people who are worshipping Saraswati have to be detached people. Because those who are learned, those who are artists, those who are producing art and all those things, are not so much rewarded in their lifetime. So if they are detached from Lakshmi, if they are detached from things, then they just produce it for their own joy. They don't worry how much money they are going to get. So the Lakshmi's powers are to give you a great learning, to give you a great understanding intellectually, and to give you a kind of a personality that outshines others by your brilliance. But it may not give you money. It may not give you lots of possessions, but it gives you possessions which are cannot be stolen, which cannot be taken away. And she is a person of humility. So the person who is learned has to be humble. If he is not humble, then he is not learned, according to the principle of Saraswati. The person who is very much learned has to bow down with the fruits of his learnings. So that a person who is learned and thinks well of himself is a person who has not yet learned fully. He is a half-baked person. And that's why an egoist cannot be a learned man. Learned man is always extremely humble. That is the sign, because she is the power which gives you humility. Not humility of a businessman, but a genuine humility she gives you. There are so many qualities, and I think I'll be able to write one day about them.